Be amazed at what your body can be.
Hey YouTube, how you doing? Feeling stronger? Good. Well, I'm going to teach you something that's it's a little bit of scientific background on a substance that can really make you stronger. But at the same time, it can be your biggest enemy as well. And if you don't know already, it's called insulin. So I don't know if you guys have heard about insulin before. I'm sure you guys have heard it in terms of the diabetes. In terms of people with diabetes, they need insulin in order to survive. But other than that, you might not be sure exactly how insulin works. But in the bodybuilding community, insulin is a very important hormone that everybody really respects and makes sure that they understand how to use insulin to their advantage and not to let it, kind of take over their body. So I hope you guys don't mind if I just give you a little bit of a science lesson. It's really important that you understand the basics behind insulin and the science behind it. It'll help you a lot in terms of understanding, dietary food choices, etc. So let's go through a basic example. Let's pretend that you just ate a potato for lunch, let's say, a baked potato. Now, a potato is made up of starches, which actually break down into sugars in your body. So once you consume that potato, it's going to get digested, it's going to break down into sugars, and the sugars are going to go through your bloodstream. Now, if you have an excess of sugars in your bloodstream, it's actually toxic to the body. So this is where your pituitary gland releases a hormone called insulin. And insulin kind of takes the carbohydrates or sugars outside of the blood and stores them in different places. So where does it go? First off, the insulin stores the sugars into your muscle. So this is a good thing, because if you've used a lot of, it's called glycogen, which is basically sugar stored in the muscle. If you use a lot of that during a workout, you need to kind of replenish that in order to have more energy for the next workout. So insulin is a good thing in that it'll store sugars in your muscles, giving it more energy. But then what happens when all your muscles are full? Well, there's this thing called fat cells that insulin kind of pours in the sugar into and stores them in these fat cells. So that's not a good thing. There's a lot of fat cells in your stomach, in your love handles, in your butt, hips, everywhere, all over your entire body. And if there's too many carbs at one time, your insulin will store all of that extra carbohydrate or sugars into fat cells. So this is why insulin it's very important that you understand how insulin works, because it directly affects your body composition. So in terms of practicalities, let's just create some basic rules in terms of maintaining a body that you want. Make sure that when you do a workout, that's the time you take in the most carbs and sugars. So this is the time to take in a little bit more carbs, maybe take a weight gainer shake, stuff like that. Eat a lot of, whatever you like, potatoes, breads, etc. But then throughout the rest of the day, make sure that you're kind of keeping the carbs at a minimum. Because when your muscle's already been filled up and then you eat a lot of carbs, your insulin is going to store them as fat if they're not used up correctly. So that's just like a little side note about insulin that's really important. And when we get into dieting this summer or this spring, I'm going to talk a little bit more about it and how to use insulin to your advantage in order to lose all that fat that you have and getting ripped for summer. So I hope you enjoyed this video on insulin, learned a little bit about it. And if you have any questions or comments, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more informational videos on working out, training, motivation, and nutrition. Check out my website at NathanStrength.com, where I go way more in depth on these issues and topics. And you know what? Remember, dedication leads to results, no matter what you do. Thanks.